What up, peeps? Welcome to, well, okay, so that's going to be the last time you see that intro because the show has gone under a name change as of recently, but our
Mhm.
producers haven't had a chance to change the little ditty that you just saw yet. So we decided to do a name change because we wanted something that, really led with the topic at hand and still, kept our some of our original name
Mhm.
and still could identify what we talk about. So we came up with drum roll. Sorry, it's drum roll ever. um, 90 Day Fiance,
Mhm.
Afterthought,
Mhm.
and Chaos with K-Cee Deeva and Anthony.
Hey, I like it.
Yay! We went to
Round of
many,
applause
many
for that.
names. Round of applause, round of applause. Went to many, many names, trying to decide, and that's what we landed on. So I
Mhm.
like it. You like it, Aunt?
I love it.
I love it too.
I
All
love it.
right.
It's good.
What I don't love is half these characters on the show. So let's just dive right in.
I warned you. I
Oh my
warned
God. So
you.
I was busy, hanging out with the fam Sunday. So I just got caught up this morning. Anthony watched it on Sunday, which is why he's
Mhm.
drinking his Crown Royale because it stressed him out. So, but he warned me. He's like, "You're gonna be pissed. You're gonna be big. You're gonna be bad. You're gonna be bad." I'm like, "What? I'll be mad? No, never." I don't know. And you choose. Who do we start with?
I told you. I told you. You know what? Let's you know what? Let's start with something light, but
Okay.
not too stressful. Let's go ahead and start off with Patrick and Thainis.
Oh, Patrick and Bias. Yeah, they didn't really stress me out this time, although I still don't like
Yeah,
Bias.
yeah.
Yeah, so they went to Vegas. Well, so Patrick said, I thought a little fun getaway might be cool. We have some tension. We had some tension, some fighting, and
Mhm.
you remember last week they went shopping
Mhm.
um and we're fighting over Costa pillows and whatnot. So
Yeah.
anyway, he said I thought it'd be great to do something fun.
Mhm.
And so he's, surprised her with a trip to Vegas.
Mm.
And so he got the plane tickets, took care of everything. They
Mhm.
get there, she's super excited. She's like, "Wow, the bright lights, this, that, whatever." She meets his other brother,
Mhm.
and he's pretty chill, mellow guy. Um, and she's like, she likes him, unlike the other brother, John. Anyway, so they're at dinner, they're talking with his other brother, and she lets it slip that now if you're following closely, you know that she has not told her dad that she's in the US to get married. She told her dad she was just coming to visit or whatever, right? Check things out. She did
Mm.
not tell her dad she was coming to get married to Patrick because
Mm.
in her words, she says her dad's very jealous. He wouldn't let her come. Um, a little weird. I don't know what that's about, but okay, that's what she says.
Mhm.
Um, and she let it slip. So Patrick had no clue. He assumed
Right.
he knew, and it was, So in the car ride, back to the hotel, he's like, "Wait a minute. So what's this about? Your dad not knowing we're getting married? He's like, I'm not okay with that. Like, here it's a tradition. A lot of people have a tradition to ask the dad to, for your hand in marriage, and I want to do that." She's like,
Mhm.
"No, no, no, no. My dad's really jealous." And no, no, no. And then she has a surprise for him. And where do they end up, Valerie?
They end up at the Little White Chapel in Las Vegas,
So that
a
was the
place where it
surprise. That
costs
was
you.
the
I kid you not.
surprise.
I think at one point it cost you maybe like $50 to get married there.
Oh, it's a lot more now, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I know this because I'm a wrestling fan. Sidebar: I'm a wrestling fan. So Triple H and Stephanie McMahon and their storyline got married there. He's
I
like
remember that.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So the Little White Chapel. Michael. Lots of people have gotten married there. Britney Spears, Michael Jordan, Lance Bass. You know what all them have in common that got married there?
Now divorced.
Exactly. They're all divorced. And he hit it right on the head when he said, "This is the place where you take a stripper to marry," which
I
means you
mean,
came to Vegas to have a wild weekend. You find a stripper, you marry them there, and then you get it annulled 14 hours later.
well, yeah, he wasn't feeling it at all. He didn't like the surprise. She was like, "Come on, let's get married." It's like, what?
Mm,
No, I told you I'm not
no,
comfortable getting married without your dad knowing. She's like, "We can FaceTime him after." I'm like,
no,
that's just horrible. Like, I think that is a
no.
horrible idea. I'm sorry. In my mind, she's a little thirsty for that green card. That's what that says to me. She went, and
100.
she didn't. She wouldn't have done that had she not slipped. And he said, "No, I don't want to marry you until I get your dad's, permission." And then I think she panicked and, oh, okay, well, let me. I mean, that's just devious to me. That's very shady. I think what
Mm,
she did was a little shady. A little shady.
100.
You agree?
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, you need to be honest with your parents. We saw something like this with Chantel and Pedro, where you can keep denying it all you want. Eventually, it's gonna come out. Hey,
Yeah.
look, we're married, and so yeah, you're gonna have to tell him at some point. I mean, he's gonna be wondering what's causing you to stay there. Who's this guy? Why is he always
Yeah. Yeah.
around and stuff like that?
Exactly.
And listen, I don't know about you, Diva. I don't know if you ever had to be on FaceTime during a wedding. I have. It's not fun because you want to be there to celebrate that joyous day. I can only imagine what it's like when you get a FaceTime call and you're being surprised that it's a wedding.
Yeah, I think that was tacky. I think that was tacky. I
Very.
think she's tacky, honestly. I mean,
Yeah.
she clearly wants a green card. She wants to spend all his money. She wants to know how much he makes. She hates the $1 million house that he bought. I mean, it's just like, come on, girl. You're like 23, 24, and all these expectations that you have, and you got, what are you offering? You got nothing. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, let's move on to Bilal and Shaida.
Oh God.
Bilal and Shaida, Bilal, who self-proclaimed said, some people think I'm OCD, but I'm really not. Is sitting there while she's trying to pack and says, "Hey, can I put some of my stuff in your bag?"
hmm
Because I'm running out of room. And he said, "Oh, well, maybe if you folded it a little better, then it would fit." Like, now he's critiquing the way she folds clothes. I mean, come on, dude. Like,
He is the king of
uh,
mansplaining everything.
oh my gosh. Like, no wonder he's divorced. I'm like,
Yes.
you would put up with that. I'm like, really,
Yeah.
Shaggy? Really, that's what you want. So this is the life you want to live. Everything she does, this man is going to critique to the hilt.
hmm
Everything she does.
I gotta say this though. I love the part when she was talking when she got on the phone. She talked to her
Her
girlfriends and
sisters,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think they were her sisters or
yeah,
friends.
her sisters. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so she was talking to them. She got on and then she told Bilal, she's like, "Well, I was talking to I forgot what nickname she
She
called
said
them
my
or
birdies.
my birdies." And Bilal goes, "Who are the birdies?" She goes, "You don't need to know."
Right. And then, and at one point he told his sister, I like his sister. His sister said,
Yeah,
wait, you sprung a prenup on her while she's nauseous in the air on a Ferris wheel. She's like, bad move. That's a bad move
yeah,
altogether, you know.
100.
But of course, he had to be right, and
Mm-hmm.
I like that she was like, nah, dude, that wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. And so we saw where Shaida said, talking to our birdies, and they had a good idea. I want to meet with your lawyer. Of course, he didn't like that.
Yeah.
But I think that's a really smart
Absolutely. I mean, here's the thing: a prenuptial agreement. First of all, let's be honest here, people don't like hearing that word. They don't. They don't like hearing that word when they get married. But at the same time, it's like, all right, look, you got some demand, you got some things you want to put in this contract. I got some things I want to put in this contract too. So this ain't gonna be a 80-25. No. This is gonna be 50-50. You want to put some things in this contract? I'm gonna put some things in this contract.
See,
You may not like.
I never really understood why people like get so up and like, oh, it shows you don't trust me, whatever. No, it's the one thing he said that I do agree with is marriage yeah, it's all about love and whatever. But the marriage license, all that. It's a business contract. I mean, he wasn't far off from that. It's you're you're joining unions, you're bringing what you have, he or she's bringing what they have,
Mm-hmm.
and you're saying, okay, we're going to build this life together. So
Right.
to me, a prenup is just saying, hey, should things fall apart, then, because when you get divorced, there's alimony and you get half and whatever. Depending on the state you're in. And, so I could see, especially if you worked hard, you build a business, things like that,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want someone to take half. I mean,
Right.
after you worked your whole life for it and whatever. I mean, I get that, especially if they do something dastardly to cause it, right?
100.
So I just never understood why people get so freaked out. I don't think it says, I don't trust you. I think it's very smart.
Yeah, absolutely. And the big misconception about prenups is people think it's just solely about protecting their assets, which it is, but there are certain things that go into that prenup that have to be abided by during your marriage. I remember seeing this documentary one time where it talked about like celebrity prenups, and one of the lawyers was saying one of the clients I represent, she actually put in the prenup, it monitored how many hours a week the husband was allowed to watch football.
Yeah, there's all sorts of things. I mean, I know
Yeah.
somebody that put in there like if he cheated, and that's why they're getting divorced, then I mean, there's all kinds of things you can put in there. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out.
Mm-hmm. But props to Shaida for standing up for herself and
Yeah,
and then
he made a
letting her
couple
know
bad
I
things.
ain't the pushover. She ain't the pushover.
No, when he told his sister, she argues with everything. I'm like, she's so argumentative. No, she's not. You're and you can tell the ex-wife, she don't seem like a pushover either. She's got a little
Yeah.
feistiness to her. He wants somebody he can control.
Mm.
And and do his lectures and tell them how to do this, how to do that, and not have them talk back. And the
Mm-hmm.
nowadays woman, especially, you need to get somebody like real, like old school, subservient, whatever, because the nowadays generation is not putting up with that. So
Nope.
anyway, all right, moving on. Let's chat about Ari and Benny. I'm dying to get to that one because that one.
Hold on.
Ah, I'm like, what's going on over there? Okay.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Oh, yeah. So, I actually really like Benny.
I
I think
like him
he's a little
too.
naive, when it comes to like what it takes to live in the U.S. or whatever. But
Hmm.
he seemed like a decent guy.
He does.
Love his son to death. He loves Ari, but he loves his dream more, which is the MMA fight.
Right.
So, so first we see Leandro. Now, if you guys remember, Leandro was from the previous season, the other way, and
Mm.
he actually is Ari's best friend, but also her ex-husband. So they
And
got
how long
married.
were they together for?
I don't remember. I know they got married at 19.
10 years.
8 years. Okay, yeah. So they were
Yeah.
together for a long time. She was 19 when they got married. So this
Mm-hmm.
isn't like they had a quick annulment. No, this was
No.
like a full on marriage relationship. And we still don't really know why they broke up. She said she had to find herself and travel, and that's how she met Benny. And the whole thing's a little sketch. It's a little sketch, and I think Benny has every right to be suspect.
Yeah,
He doesn't like
absolutely.
it at all.
Absolutely.
He doesn't like it at all. Um, what do you think about the dinner?
You mean the lunch or the dinner? The lunch or the actual dinner dinner? Because
The lunch, there wasn't a whole lot that went on. I
when
mean,
she showed up wearing that skirt.
oh, I forgot the hoochie skirt. Right. Yeah, I thought the skirt was a little hooch. You're going to meet with your ex-husband and your husband's there. I thought that was a little disrespectful. The outfit,
Mm-hmm.
didn't like it.
Yeah.
So they met up for lunch. Oh, yeah. Okay, you're right. They met up for lunch. Lunch is important because that's where Benny said, "Yeah, I'm gonna have this dinner with her family, my new family, and it's the Ethiopian holiday, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna celebrate with them at this Ethiopian restaurant."
Mm-hmm.
And what does Ari do? Anthony.
She invites her ex-husband to the party, says you should come.
You have
And
to be,
Benny is like ready to jump that table.
he barely could eat anything. He was so mad.
Benny was ready to jump that table like it was his opponent from last week.
But I need Benny to speak up more. I mean, he's not, which is crazy, right? He's not like this aggressive guy, even though
Yeah.
he's an MMA fighter, you
Mhm.
know. But I just wish when he does the interviews to the, camera, to the producers, I want to say, Benny, say that to her. Like, call her on this crap. Because then
Mhm.
they go to the dinner that Leandro's invited to. He shows up. And I really didn't like Anthony, how I felt like the family was kind of making fun of him, you know.
Mhm.
Um,
Just rubbing it all in Benny's
yeah,
face.
yeah. I felt like they were rubbing it in, they were making jokes. The sister asked some question about their marriage or whatever, and I was like, okay, y'all are being real like shady. That is not funny. Like I didn't like it at all.
At that point, I wouldn't have not been mad at Benny had he gotten up and just walked out. I wouldn't have been mad at him at
I
all.
was like, you know what? If I were him, I would have full on walked out. Well, since you guys are
Mhm.
sitting here and think this is a joke
Mhm.
and it's okay, we're gonna walk on out. And then to
Mhm.
add insult to injury,
Mm.
Ari says, "Hey, Leandro, me and my mom are gonna go dress shopping for the wedding, and I think you should come." And I'm watching this, and I say to myself, "Self, what is wrong? What is wrong with this woman?"
Not only that, but what is wrong with her mom? Her mom was like, "He'll pick out the bra you wear."
What the whole damn family is just weird.
The only reason why I could see the ex-husband maybe going to pick out the wedding dress is because now he is playing for the other team and he has a great sense of fashion. That's the only
Anthony,
reason why.
no, mm-mm,
Even
no,
then, no.
no. He should not be on that trip. It should be her
Absolutely.
and her sister, who reminds me of what's the other family girl?
But no, what no, well, here's the thing though that's interesting is when Benny goes, how come I can't go? She's like, you're not supposed to see me in the dress. That's why. Like, just literally just catty to him and everything. And I'm like, for
They
real?
were being straight up rude to him. It was ticking me off. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, please just walk out, get up and leave, man. I mean,
Yes.
he's probably stuck. He can't drive yet, so he's kind of stuck. But I really want to see him like find his voice and stop letting him pull this kind of crap because that is completely inappropriate. I mean, I was posting on Twitter, the Twitter comments, people were like, "Yeah, she's way out of pocket for that." Like the whole family, like everybody agreed with us. Like the whole family's out of pocket. The way they were acting and giggling and thinking it was funny. I like the dad. The dad's the only person I like in the family because he's pretty
Yeah.
chill. He doesn't get caught up in
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, I'm done talking about her. This is spending again.
Yeah. Let's see. You want to talk about Eve and Muhammad, or did you want to talk about Emily and
Oh, let's say Emily for last. Let's talk about Eva Muhammad.
all right, so Eve and Muhammad are at the gym. It's been a couple days since they had their fight about culture and religion and beliefs and stuff. And now they're in the gym and they're talking about having Eve is saying I want to have another child. Muhammad is like, well, okay, but I want the baby to be raised Muslim. Eve is like, I want my child to figure out their religion on their own. Like let them
Totally valid.
discover
Makes
life. Yeah,
sense.
yeah, very valid. Let them make sense. Let them make that decision on their own. And Muhammad is giving the pushback of no, if the child is not going to be raised Muslim, then I don't want anything to do with it.
No, what he said was, if my child is not going to be raised Muslim, I don't want to have a kid with him.
Mm,
And that, like, just shook her. Like, wait, what? Is that serious? She's like saying, well, I'm not Muslim.
right.
So, what if the kid chooses, yeah, mom, I'm not really feeling the Muslim. I want to follow what you're doing. And
Right.
because he was like, no, it's either all about me or I don't have a kid with
Uh,
you. What
I'm
did she
just
say?
waiting. I'm just waiting for Muhammad to get his wake up call. The this is the hey, you're in America. Hey, this is America. This is your wake up call. We don't do things like in your country. Listen, we respect your beliefs. You want to be Muslim, that's fine. You want to take the child to the mosque from time to time, that's fine. But it's either but this whole it's my way or the highway when you don't even have a damn green card to be here. Oh boy, you're taking a chance on getting your ass whooped, man. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Well, we saw a preview. If you saw the previews in the next episode, at some point he says, "I need my green card." Did you see that?
Oh, I saw that, and I said, "It's not." I said,
He
"Oh,
said,
you
"I
sweet."
need my green card." And
He
he
said,
said,
"He's."
"If she's not gonna get the papers done, then why am I here?" So I think he's made it real clear what he's there for.
So when he said that, I laughed. I said, "Oh, you sweet soul." I said, "You're about to be in for a real wake up, for a rude awakening."
I hope. I mean, talking about waking up. No, he doesn't need to wake up. Eve needs to wake up and realize
Yeah,
this is a bad, bad situation. This man wants
yeah.
the green card. We're looking at the other Muhammad, and I forget the woman's name. I almost said it. She had the glasses, kind of heavy set. Remember? It was
Oh yeah,
before,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, he
yeah.
said she smelled and stuff, and it was a whole
Yeah,
big thing. And
Jenny, wasn't it?
that was a horrible situation to watch. I fear that
Mm.
this same situation could happen to Eve if she doesn't just say, you know what, this isn't gonna work. So
Yeah, I can see that. The only thing was is the other Muhammad. I mean, excuse my language. He was a straight jackass. I mean,
yeah,
we knew when we saw her and we saw him, he was not in love with her. He was here to get the green card. He wouldn't even kiss her on the wedding. At least, I mean, at least this Muhammad is. I guess he's more about his beliefs than he is. He's like now he's saying I want my green card and everything,
yeah,
but with Muhammad, with the other Muhammad, we saw that from the beginning. We knew he
yeah.
was.
We kind of picked that from day one.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
it's getting hot. It's a heat wave, and you still got the DM fans. We gotta wrap this up.
All right.
Emily and Kobe. So
Oh
Emily,
man.
oh god, every time I say her name, I feel like my nose scrunches up because it's just like she's just. I think if we had to give an award, Anthony, to the worst cast member this season, well, shoot, hold on, it's a toss up. How about this?
Just
Female,
female, yes.
I'm gonna say we'll do it at the end of the season. How about that? But I'm
Okay.
gonna say right now,
She's in the front
Emily and
runner.
Ari are neck and neck
They're in the
for
front
the
running.
award for the women. For the
Mm.
guys, I'm gonna say Bilal,
Allow
and I'm gonna say
Muhammad.
Muhammad is close, but Bilal's just two steps ahead. I feel like.
Right. What about what's her name? Kara?
I don't think she's as bad as I don't think she's. I think she's third when it comes to Emily and Ari.
Right. So in other words, so it's like Kara has a chance to still somewhat turn it around in a way.
Yeah, I think she's kind of pushy and kind of she
Mm-hmm.
does treat him because he's younger, like she's older, and she treats him like she treats him like he's the age he is. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think she could turn it around before the other two. I think the other two are just hopeless. But anyway, so
Yeah.
Emily and Kobe. So we saw last week Emily went dress shopping with her mom
Mm-hmm.
and her sister and
Mm-hmm.
a friend, and she let them know that she bought her own dress in the
Mm-hmm.
event that Kobe couldn't buy own ring in the event that Kobe couldn't buy the ring that she wanted. And they were just floored. We all were. We're like, she did what? Now you just asked your dad, sat there and asked your mom and dad to help you pay for the wedding. But you just went out and bought this fancy, because it was a pretty nice wedding, ring.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. And then Kobe, the dad takes Kobe to go ring shopping. He
Mm-hmm.
managed to find a nice ring, a modest, nice ring. It was a pretty ring. For I think
Mm-hmm.
he paid like $1,100 for it. The jeweler was
Mm-hmm.
really nice. Gave him, he needed a lot of money. Gave him a discount. And then what does he do?
So he takes her out has a nice little date plan for her and everything. Plans out the proposal from the whole get go. Does the traditional ring and surprise the ring in the champagne glass and everything. And she's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it!" and everything. And she drinks. She's so excited and everything, and puts it on and says yes. And they get back to the house, and the whole family is there, and they're happy and giggly. And she got to go ruin the whole moment by
The whole, I'm like,
goes into her room, gets her ring, and hands it to him. And he's like, "What is this?" And she's like, "In the event that you couldn't buy the ring, I got myself one." And he is just like offended.
I'm like, I watched that and I was like, why did she have to run them out? She could have kept it to herself because she already said she could take it back. The jeweler said you can bring it back if you get something better. She could have quietly took it back, but no, she had to like humiliate the guy in front of her family. And the worst part is they already knew. They knew. So I'm sure he was like, really?
I would have been like, "Give me back the ring I bought you. You can keep that little thing since you want to since you didn't believe in me and everything." And I would that's how I mean
I don't
if I'm
I don't even
Kobe.
think it has to do with like her not sure he can afford a actual ring. I think it has to do with her friend has said it time and time again. She's very control or is her friend or sister? I get them confused. Anyway, she's very controlling. She has to even her dad has said, I feel for the guy. I know, he knows everybody knows her whole family knows she has to control everything. And then what really upset me was during this whole thing, and he's shocked and he's embarrassed, he's feeling bad. She's like, oh Kobe, like get over it, basically. Like that was her whole demeanor. Like,
Yes.
He's like, wait, what Kobe.
Yeah. I mean, just like
Rude,
why? I mean,
tacky.
yeah. I wouldn't have been mad. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have been mad had Kobe let a few 4-letter words fly. Because I mean, it's just like, come on, man. I don't whatever money I have, I put towards this ring because it was important for you to have one. You stressed me about it and everything. Knowing I don't have what I have, I basically had to take out a loan from your dad, to help me get this ring. And then this is what you do. This is how you pay me back. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But how she get the money for the ring is what I want to know.
She's very frustrating to watch. I'm being polite and saying that.
You know what else? You know who else I was getting frustrated with, but I was proud of him for standing. Well, I was frustrated with her, but I was proud of him for standing up for himself. Speaking of standing up for himself, we have to talk about them, Jabri and
oh gosh, I forgot about that. Jabri and Miona.
Yeah. So of course, as we saw last week, his family said, "Look, we feel like you're being rushed into this." And they had a big heart to heart with him. And you could tell his soul was already crushed. He was already crushed from his best friend. He's trying to please her, trying to give her this beach wedding that she wants. Of course, she wants the beach wedding in California because I highly doubt South Dakota has beaches. But, they come home, they have a dinner, and basically they say, "Look, we feel like you're just being pressured into this. Like, 90 days, that's a lot. And, what's wrong with waiting 2 years?" Now, I said on Twitter, I said, "Look, here's the deal. When you come to here on a K-1 visa, you have those 90 days. It's expensive. You don't have 2 years to wait to try to come back and see it in because it's going to be hard to get back into the U.S. on that visa." I said, but when you are here and you've only got 90 days to marry, there are certain things you got to just cross off your list. A beach wedding is one of them. You better take yourself down to a river, down to a lake, a pond, whatever, and say your I do's there.
Right. Find some water somewhere.
Exactly. Do it in front of a fountain, okay? If you have to. But here's the thing. Jabri finally put his foot down and was like, "Look, I'm tired of this whole my wedding. This is what she's been saying. He's like, my wedding, it's my wedding, it's my wedding." He's like, "No, it's our wedding." And I said, "Yes, Jabri, yes, come on, brother. About time."
Time. And I liked how he said, "You're acting like a spoiled millennial."
Woo! Yes.
I was like, "Go ahead, Jabri." I was like, "Okay."
I'm gonna raise a bottle up to him for that one.
He's another one that I'm like, okay. I'm like, he seemed like, first I was kind of like, this dude's a little weird, but he
Yeah.
actually seems like a nice, decent guy. Obviously, his
Yeah.
parents care about him.
Yeah.
And I posted, I said, now, if I was his mama, me, I would have been gone a long time ago. There's no way I put up with her and her mouth. But she's just so disrespectful, even with his parents. It's just
Yes.
like, oh, that's how y'all talk to your elders in Serbia? Like, there's no respect. No, she didn't care if they could make it to the wedding or not.
Hmm.
And she said right in front of them, it's our wedding, it's nobody's business. But we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yes, we will. So
All right, I gotta go. I'm hot. I need some more
me
ice
too.
water. It's burning up this heat
Yeah.
wave.
I gotta go watch Family Chantel.
And Family Chantel is on, so we gotta go catch that. Until next time,
Hmm.
stay cool out there because the heat wave is
Yes.
going throughout the country.
Ooh.
And we will be back next week for more afterthoughts, 90 Day Fiance afterthoughts and chaos with K-Cee Deeva and Anthony.
Yes, yes.
And later, it's the last time you see this theme song.